All right, so today we are going to start our lesson on rounding of decimals. So our I can statement for the day is, today I can round numbers with decimals to the tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. So let's do a quick review of rounding whole numbers first. So let's think back to our second grade introduction to rounding numbers, and I know that teachers have a variety of strategies, and some of what I will show you today is probably similar, but I'm pretty certain that another strategy I show you is going to be new. So please feel free to pause, rewind, replay the video if you need clarity or a review of what I've said. All right, so let's start with a quick review of rounding whole numbers. So the question I have is, round this number to the nearest 10,000. All right, so we have the number 368,971. So the first step, which I know you've learned, most teachers teach, is underline the digit that you are going to be rounding. So the 6 is in the 10,000s place. So that's where things kind of stop when it comes to relation with other teachers. The next step, after you found your digit, is to find a bookend. Okay, and what I call bookends are decide what the number is in between. So if I look at the number 6 in the 10,000s, what two 10,000s is this number in between? So if I look at 68,971, 68,971 is in between 60,000 and 70,000. And I think you'd agree with that. It is in between those two whole numbers, or what I call bookend numbers. So the next step then is the digits behind will become zeros. And I'm sure teachers told you that part. So if I look at 368,971 and we decide that 68,971 is closer to 70,000. So then, knowing that it's closer to 70,000, the number 368,971 rounds to 370,000 to the nearest 10,000ths. Okay, so really all we did was find the bookends and decide what whole number is it closer to. All right, and that's just a review of whole numbers. Now let's talk about decimals. Oh, let's ignore that. I don't use that strategy. So the number rounds to 370,000. All right, so let's talk about rounding decimals. Okay, rounding decimals is the same. We use the same strategy when we're rounding decimals. So let's look at this decimal. I have 23 and 25 hundredths to the nearest tenth. Again, the first step is underline the digit in the tenth place. So this 2 is in the tenth place. All right. And if I think about the bookends, so 25 is in between 20 and 30. So which one is it closer to? 25 is closer to 30. So then this number rounds to 23 and 3/10. Now remember, we can add a 0. We can keep that 0. Remembering from yesterday's lesson, it doesn't change the value. We don't have to keep the 0. We can simply say 23 and 3/10. So the most important part here is understanding what digit is in the place that you're rounding. If we can get that part, the rest is pretty simple. So let's try another one. 146 and 65 hundredths. Let's round that number to the nearest hundredth place. So we know that the 6 is in the hundredth place. So then if I decide what two bookends, 65 is in between 60 and 70. Nothing in front of it is going to change. We're just rounding to the hundredth place. So 65 is closer to 70. So then the answer would be 146 and 70 hundredths, or I'm sorry, 70 thousandths, or 7 hundredths. We don't have to have the 0. All right, let's try one more. 113,109 to the nearest tenth. the nearest tenth. So which number is in the tenth place? The 1 is in the tenth place. Everything in front will not change. So 10 is in between 10 and 20. Obviously 10 is 10, so then that number stays as 10. So the answer is 113 and 1/10 or 10 hundredths. We don't need the 0. All right, so I'm going to give you a chance to practice on your own. I would like for you to round this number to the nearest 10th place. 10th place. Okay? You may stop the video, pause it, answer the question, and then push play when you're ready to find the answer. So, in this problem, the 4 is in the 10th place. So we have to decide 46 is in between 40 and 50. Again, remembering nothing in front changes. So my answer is 564,234, and 46 is closer to 50, so 50 hundredths or 5/10. That is how we round decimals. Now please feel free to review the video, rewatch the video, rewind the video, go back, watch the book in numbers, practice the same numbers that we did, get a better handle on it before you start the activity if you need to. If you feel comfortable, you may start the activity. All right, enjoy, watch as much as you need to, guys. Catch you next time.